I want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to my sponsor, P2 Collectibles, located at 204 East McGalley Road in Muncie and on eBay as well. So next time you're here in Muncie, let us know. Come give us a visit.
Hey, what is up, y'all? This is Alex from Plus 3 TCG here, and I'm coming at y'all with a deck profile for one of my most favorite casual decks of all time that I have been with since its induction into the TCG. Pretty much because of the lock that it creates with this card in Aria, which, funny enough, is my daughter's name. So without further ado, we're just going to hop right into this profile. To preface this, sorry y'all, my voice is pretty shot. It was our homecoming this weekend, and at tailgate, it got pretty rowdy. It was pretty fun, and that is why my voice sounds pretty goofy right now. But that's neither here nor there. We play 2 Elegy because we are playing Desires in this deck, and this is a win condition essentially. It doesn't win you the game, but it is really hard for your opponent to deal with this special summon and this special summon. If these are special summoned at the same time, it's really, really hard for your opponent to deal with this unless they are playing like Storming Mirror Force or something that is non-targeting removal. They just have to summon like a Ningirsu, which is pretty difficult to make, especially when you are under an Archlord Christia. So that's kind of the lock here. You're making this with a Christia. And they're only playing 1 solo, because honestly this card sucks. Because most times, if you don't get like the lock out, you would rather have Aria special summoned. And if you have Aria in solo, you can't do anything, because solo cannot be destroyed by battle, and this card has to be destroyed by battle to special summon a Melodious from deck. I think that was very intentional, because if you could summon an Aria, and then just, if you could special summon an Aria, summon a solo, attack into something, you would have the lock a lot easier. And I think they're trying to make this, or they don't want this deck to be like so broken with the lock, and I think that's why they did this. Even though I really don't think this deck can be broken at all. So playing 2 Soprano, because this is our poly of the deck. We have no way of searching poly, so you have to hard draw into poly, and I would rather just play these 2 to get into our fusions, which actually don't matter all that much. If you can summon Bloom, that's great. It's just really hard to do it, so I don't think you should be focusing your build around that. If you do, I think that's probably effective. It's just, I don't know how easy that's going to be, considering searching poly is difficult, and you have to have a Meister on the field. So that's why really I'm not too focused on fusion summoning in the deck, even though that's the main way you get out the big guys, or the big girls, I should say. We are playing 3 Cannon though. 3 Cannon allows for some cool rank 4 plays, because you can just special summon itself if you control Melodious. Same thing with Sonata. This gives you a cool boost, which I think is part of the way you win. If you don't deck them out, you can get your guys pretty big, or get your girls, I keep calling them guys. You can get your girls pretty big with Sonata and Hip, so that's quite the big boost. And then last but not least, like I said, we're playing the 2 Archlord Christia. Opening this isn't the greatest. It's kind of hard to make turn 1, because you're not always able to get 4 fairies into the grave effectively turn 1. However, if you can, that means you got the lock. You got the lock, the soft lock with LG and Aria plus Christia, and that is really, really difficult for them to deal with, because one, they have to deal with a Christia so that they can even special summon to get the lock out of the way. And if you have that, you can, if they want to play through, they can. It's just that they're probably going to get decked out. And then we're playing 3 Ash, but this hand trap is not as important as Gamma, because Gamma lets your Ostinato go through. I was testing out Magical Midbreaker Field, or whatever that card's name is, so that so it could like save myself from getting hand trapped. But the only thing that's worth hand trapping in this deck, spoiler alert, is Ostinato. If you hand trap anything else, I think it's incorrect, because Ostinato is the way that you get the soft lock out. So just Ash the Ostinato and hope that they don't have the Gamma, pretty much. And then playing 3 Potted Desires, playing a lot of 3-ofs, or we're playing a lot of cards that don't matter if they get banished. We're just really trying to get the Elegy Aria lockout, and once we do that, we can continue to play. They're playing at our pace at that point. And then Call by the Grave for if they do decide to Ash your Ostinato and you don't have Gamma. You can just Call by the Grave it. And then lots of defensive cards. 2 Strike, 1 Warning, 1 Judgment, 3 Mistake, because in the meta, it's so relevant searching. Thunder Dragon search, Sky Striker search, Goki search, everything searches, and if you flip Mistake, it is usually game, on top of the Egyptian God purple, the purple Egyptian God card, Imperial Order. If you flip Mistake, Imperial Order, and the lock, if they don't scoop, they are a glutton for punishment. And then for board wipes, we're playing Soaring Mirror Force, because this deck is not aggressive at all, and you have a hard time dealing with stuff, so sometimes you can bait them out into attacking your stuff if they have like piercing, or sometimes they're just dumb and they don't read cards and they just attack into your stuff and expect it to die, or I guess bait them and just leave one and attack, and they'll attack. If they attack and do damage, clear the board. So that's the main deck. Onto the extra deck, playing a bunch of purple cards that you can't really summon effectively. Bloom, can't really do it effectively. And then Bloom Prima. Bloom Prima is cool because it gives you, I guess, some push, not as much as Schuberta, which I think is probably, well, obviously the best one is Bloom Diva. That's the best, but Schuberta is the one that you're summoning with Ostinato. And it also has some cool plays against Sky Strikers, but if you're playing Sky Strikers, it's pretty much you're going to lose. You can't really do much. I mean, if you get the lockout, none of their cards can affect you, so that's kind of cool. And then you can just get rid of the Ray with this card. Like I was saying before, Hip, probably the card you're summoning the most in the extra deck next to Schuberta. Schuberta, no doubt, number 1. Number 2, Hip, for sure. Underclock is there for if you need to push for game, so you can lower their stuff by 28 and then probably attack 428. Spot removal, Cerebus, Phoenix, Unicorn, Boral Sword, so you can push for game. Sometimes it's difficult to do that and you have to sacrifice the lock, but if you're going for Boral Sword and you need to sacrifice the lock, you have to be going for game. No excuses. The Utopia package to get over big stuff, because the extra deck is mainly just there for spot removal and aggressive plays. 1 Evil Swarm Exciton Knight, because, well, the lock plus Exciton Knight is pretty nice, even though you have 3 cards on the field. So it's effective, but it's not the most effective, because this card really just got power creeped, y'all. Let's keep it real. Evil Swarm Exciton Knight is not as good as it used to, but this card's pretty cool. The extra deck space is so loose that you can pretty much play almost what you want. But the Break Sword is there for spot removal, but you can target you can target the stuff that can't be destroyed by card effect, and that never really comes up that much, but the potential is there. This is just like a fun throw-in that you could do, or you can just play another Rank 4 or another Link. Let me know down in the comments section below what you think, y'all. Really enjoy playing these type of casual decks, as I've always said. This is just one that is near and dear to my heart, because getting the Arya and Elegy lockout is just very fun to watch your opponent squirm under, and Arya looks cool in Shatterfoil. Let me know what you think down in the comments section below, y'all, and this is Alex from +3TCG, signing out.